to a safe place.
National Hurricane Center Director Michael Brennan. President Biden is already declaring a federal emergency.
Fox's Evan Brown, a California man arrested on arson charges, accused of starting a wildfire that's forced thousands to evacuate east of L.A. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
How a welfare check turned into a police shooting. Good afternoon, 87 degrees, sunny skies, low 57 tonight. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 3:02. You've heard this one before. Indy Metro Police involved in a shooting, this time on the north side of Indianapolis in the Clearwater neighborhood.
At some point, once officers arrived on scene, they encountered a disturbance inside a residence involving a female, which then led to an officer-involved shooting.
The man who was shot is expected to be okay, says IMPD Officer Drew Brown, expecting to hear more from police soon. Corporal Brandon Schreiber of Newton County passed away from his injuries this morning, says the county sheriff's office. Schreiber was shot by a hostage suspect in Illinois September 1st. Today marks 23 years since terrorists hijacked 4 planes and killed nearly 3,000 people.
I'm Ryan Hedrick at the Indiana 9/11 Memorial in Indianapolis along Ohio Street, where the weather is eerily similar to that fateful day of September 11th, 2001. Bill Rogers worked for the city of Indianapolis as a fleet administrator at the time.
When I first started watching it at the house, disbelief, shock.
You're sitting here at the memorial. What are you feeling right now?
A lot of anger.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Flags at half-staff on orders of Governor Holcomb. The members of the Select Committee looking into sexual harassment within Indianapolis city government have been named.
5 Democrats, 2 Republicans. That's who will be making up the committee. Republican City Councilor Brian Mowry is one of them.
It's something we're going to take very seriously. We're going to make sure that we really vet every avenue of information.
Josh Bain is the other Republican. The Dems include Krista Carlino, Andy Nielsen, Rena Allen, Jessica McCormick, and Kristen Jones. Harassment claims against a few former high-ranking city workers within Mayor Hogsett's office will be the subject of their investigation, among others. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're saving just a bit on gas today. The average is $3.18, says AAA. That's down 3 cents from last week. News time 3:04. Traffic and weather up next.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code HEALTH or text HEALTH to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code HEALTH.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text HEALTH to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05, good afternoon, Matt Baer.
Good afternoon, Donnie. Looking at eastbound 70 in Meridian, Illinois, right lane closed because of a traffic hazard. We are stopped back to Belmont Avenue, 14 minutes on the way there. Crash on the east side. This is Washington Street at Franklin. Crash south side Thompson Road, east of Emerson Avenue, and I would avoid River Road to the east of Keystone Avenue. Police investigation continues out there. Now we have a stall in Hancock County just now coming up. This is eastbound 70 between 200 West and Fortville Pike. The right lane is closed. Traffic backed up for about 2 miles. Traffic sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are engineered to keep up with you. They run together. Visit TradeInfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go. America is listening to Fox News.
WIBC Traffic. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go. America is listening to Fox News. WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies throughout the day today. It is going to be a warm one with highs in the upper 80s. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows falling to 61. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Debate night last night could be the only debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, although Kamala Harris's campaign said after the debate they want to do another one. Some would say not a great night for Trump. Kamala didn't answer anything and probably baited Donald Trump. What did I say in the days leading up to this debate, Hammer? I said she is going to try to get his goat.
Yes.
And she succeeded in that. One example was the size of his rallies, and we'll get to all of that, but she certainly succeeded in, again, I love the term getting his goat, because he took the bait.
I think a couple of things can be true at the same time.
I know.
Kamala Harris gave you nothing in terms of substance, but Donald Trump had a bad night. I think both of those things came true. And what I heard this morning from both Tony's show and Kendall and Casey, and I think this is true, nobody changed their mind last night. Like, if you're watching that, you're probably hitched to the wagon of either candidate. And if you're one of the very, very, very small that fall in the category of undecided, did you hear anything at all last night that's going to make you say, that's it, I am locked in, I'm ready to go for candidate A, or I am ready to go for candidate B? I don't think you got that last night. In gambling terms, this was a push. I think it was a push. Some would say Kamala Harris won because the expectations were so low. She exceeded expectations. But Donald Trump, he underperformed, but at least he wanted to talk about policy.
Yeah, Hammer, another thing I was saying leading up to this debate was that it is not going to be the same type of debate, the same style as it was with Joe Biden weeks ago. This is going to be different. She has her faculties about her. Make fun of her all you want, the word salads, the cackle. I don't think she's a dumb woman. I don't think she's stupid. I mean, I think like some of the things she said makes her look stupid, not necessarily last night, but we could go compilation of things she said, the laugh, the cackle. But she was much more prepared. She had memorized talking points, but there were a lot of platitudes as well. Just kind of generic talking points that okay, like she stayed above water. She landed the plane, so to speak.
She stayed awake and didn't sound like death compared to the previous guy. So I guess that means she won. Now, the other angle last night was that the moderators became part of the story. Now, I'm a baseball guy, so this is a little baseball analogy for you. When you start to notice the umpires in a baseball game, something is off. You're not supposed to notice the umpires. They're just supposed to be there, and the players decide the outcome. Last night, it felt like Daniel Muir and Lindsey Davis wanted to be playing. So 5 different fact checks on the spot, live on the air for Donald Trump from these 2 moderators. 0. Zilch. The old Blue Tarski. 0.0 on-air fact checks for Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Now, you texted me this morning. People are treating this like it's true, like this is the gospel. We have a coworker that does a morning show on one of our sister stations here. What was he saying this morning, Nige?
Well, there's a report out that the fact checkers claim that Donald Trump lied 33 times, but those same fact checkers said that Kamala Harris only lied once. And while I'm not giving an opinion on my thoughts about the debate, I am just stating reality. This is reality.
Okay.
Like, who's reality? Who's fact checking?
Buckethead man, baby. That's who. And the real reality is this, like, it didn't take that long for me to put together a little montage of things that Kamala Harris is full of crap on, right? So you've got our coworker going on his morning show saying, Kamala only told one lie. You've got 0 fact checks for Kamala during this debate, 5 for Donald Trump, yet the cackling queen was able to get away with this last night.
A detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing. Couples who pray and dream of having a family are being denied IVF treatments. If Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
I should have put together a lie and hoax bingo card. We would have had it cover all right there.
That's a good idea. I mean, the very fine people on both sides and the bloodbath.
Right.
That old canard. I mean, honestly, that's been disproven. Some of those lies have been featured in Snopes on the Kamala Harris campaign.
Right. And during COVID, I was told you need to trust the doctors. Trust the doctors. Okay, fine. The doctors have said only one person died as a result of the storming of the Capitol, and that was unarmed citizen Ashley Babbitt.
I was glad.
Now, she broke the law. She went into the Capitol, and she was shot. But they're making it sound like all of the other deaths that happened later, which autopsies proved had nothing to do with what happened that day. Those are the doctors speaking, not myself. But Kamala last night making it sound like bloodthirsty Trump supporters ripped off their heads.
So there were several lies right there.
Right.
And none of them were fact-checked by the moderators. The moderators should not be doing the fact-checking.
And if I were Donald Trump,
that should be doing that.
If I were the big bad orange man, Nige, I wouldn't have taken it after a while. After I kind of got the feel of what was happening here. And this is where I think he made a mistake last night. And I told the crowd this at our debate party last night. He didn't fight back once he realized he was getting railroaded. The minute Kamala Harris started talking about Project 2025 and the Charlottesville hoax, Donald Trump should have looked at Lindsey Davis and David Muir and said, listen to me. You're going to fact check me on the air. That's fine. But you damn well better do the same to her, because you guys both know what she's saying is incorrect, it's inaccurate, and you're full of crap. If he would have done that early on in the debate, it would have been a totally different story. He would have been like the man going into the lion's den, but he would be fighting back. But he didn't do that last night, and that was a big mistake for Donald Trump. He did call in to Fox and Friends this morning and talked about the treatment he got from ABC News.
They're dishonest, and because I think ABC took a big hit last night. I mean, to be honest, they're a news organization. They have to be licensed to do it. They ought to take away their license for the way they did that. Bloodbath was referring to the economy. IVF, I was a leader on IVF, the IVF, which is fertilization. I was a total leader on that. The whole thing with abortion, what he said, I mean, it was incredible. I think he corrected me 6 times. Each time I was right, didn't correct her at all, and she was saying these things. She was using, like, Charlottesville. She was using Charlottesville because what they did is they stopped and they didn't put the following sentence in. And when they put the last sentence in, when it was all put together, what I said was absolutely perfect. And ABC knew that. Everybody knew that, frankly. I think they lost a lot of credibility.
So that was Donald Trump this morning calling in to Fox.
It was a joke, and even though Donald Trump did not perform as well as I would have liked to have seen, again, it was a different scenario when it was him and Biden. It was 3-on-1. It was 3-on-1, man.
You're right, and I'm not saying that you're not, but Donald Trump agreed to this. These were the rules of engagement. He knew what he was getting into. I honestly thought he would have got the same treatment from CNN, but some feel like they were in on making Biden look bad, so they were actually pretty nice.
That's an interesting component right there, yes.
So if you know you're going into the lion's den, welcome to the jungle, baby, you better be ready to punch back. and he did not do that last night. We had an awesome time last night, though, at this WIBC debate viewing party presented by Garage Doors of Indianapolis. Allison, please turn your microphone on. What did multiple staff members tell you about the party?
Yeah, within an hour of me arriving today, they were like, "Did you hear Nigel took his shirt off last night?" And to which I replied, I would have been disappointed if he didn't.
That really was the crown jewel of the evening last night.
Was it really? That was it?
The debate itself was a little underwhelming. The crowd was into it. But when you ripped the shirt off and traded it with some other dude, and poor Rob Kendall and I are sitting behind you, having to look at your back, fat, and hair. Oh.
Well, I apologize for that, and I said goodbye. I have a Tucker Carlson shirt that you had bought me a couple of years ago that has this kind of quizzical look on his face. It's just his face.
The Tucker face.
The Tucker face. I had turned it into a sleeveless shirt because I was hot, and I was wondering simply if anybody wanted to trade me shirts.
And there was the dude that was down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the dude was... he was a Vietnam vet, and he had a military shirt on. So when I traded him shirts and I put his shirt on, I'm like, oh, God, I can't wear this. This is a military shirt. Wearing this shirt implies that I'm in the service, and I'm not. So I had to take that shirt
Stolen
off.
Valor Tim Walls over here. Old balls Nigel Leskowski.
So the guy got to keep my Tucker shirt and his shirt. And I'm walking around in a blazer shirtless, like it's Studio 54 or
right.
something.
Like Antonio Brown used to walk into the stadiums when he played with the Steelers, except for he was in substantially better shape.
Yeah, that was a fun night last night. I had a blast.
Man, that was a good time. Hope everybody had fun at that. If you missed the presidential debate itself, it lasted 90 minutes. Here is a little Cliff's Notes for you. We've got it edited down to 45 seconds.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets.
You talk about extreme.
And everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. Does that sound familiar?
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted.
Oh, he's a criminal. And I built it into many, many billions of dollars. Many, many billions. Billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars.
So Donald Trump has no plan for you.
She doesn't have a plan. And it's like 4 sentences.
Let's compare the plans. I have a plan.
I don't care. I couldn't care less. All I can say is I read where that she put out.
Thank you for watching. Good night.
There it is. That's all you need to know.
I read where she put out.
Hey, Matt Bear, our cool traffic jingle is frozen right now, so if you're back there, just go ahead and rock and roll.
Oh, my gosh,
All
Matt
right.
Bear.
Yes, we'll look at eastbound. No. Eastbound 70 stop and go from Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois. The traffic hazard had cleared. And inbound 65 slow from 21st to Meridian Penn. It's a crash on the south side, Thompson Road, east of Emerson Avenue. Crash east side, Washington Street at Franklin Road. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Don't wait for the cold to creep in. Get a head start with Mr. Quick's preseason furnace tune-up for just $29. Their certified technicians will ensure your heating system is running efficiently. MrQuickHomeServices.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
There it is. Allison got it fixed. 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We are locked and loaded, man. We got Bill O'Reilly coming up, Tomi Lahren coming up, Tony Kennett. We are bringing the heat today, baby. Stick around. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Tom and Kim from Sharpville were listening, heard about Mark Dietel on our show. They wanted to move to Florida and were looking to sell. They needed to sell quick. And they did that with an agent who would maximize the sale price, that being Mark Dietel. It was incredible. Mark sold their house on the first day at full price.
Mark Dietel is the best. And what separates him from the competition is the guarantee. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is the Mark Dietel guarantee. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today, 755-4232. That's 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, while their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through September 22nd, get fast, reliable, 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And get Wi-Fi equipment included. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless bill and an auto-pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Currently $71 a month. Actual speeds vary.
This Saturday is the annual Sundown Gardens Fall Open House. Special open house sales, giveaways, local craft vendors from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and the Hamilton County Llamas from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And these great specials are in place all week. 30% off herbaceous perennials and 50% off pottery. The greenhouse and nursery are full of fall plants. Celebrate fall at Sundown Gardens at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. SundownGardens.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure of
1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Brooks and Dunn, the best-selling duo of all time, live.
Something country.
Neon Moon Tour 2025.
Urban neon.
With David Lee Murphy.
A little dust on the bottom of that red dirt road.
April 3rd, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. On sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Brooks and Dunn live.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
What's my name? Flavor Flav?
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Love how rapper Flavor Flav is on like this mission to help Red Lobster for a couple of different reasons, right?
Yeah, he always loved Red Lobster growing up. Like, it was a family restaurant that he was fond of, and I think he liked the cheddar biscuits more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
He did this interview with CBS News earlier in the summer. This is when Red Lobster had filed for bankruptcy, I think back in May, and this was Flavor Flav talking about his affinity for the Red Lobster food on the news.
I stepped in and tried to help him out because one thing that I can say, Gail, Red Lobster has always been one of my favorite family restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Since back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. And I've always been in love with their food, man. And mainly the biscuits. The biscuits.
The cheddar biscuits, right.
Cheddar biscuits. We gotta save the cheddar biscuits.
So he started this big campaign for everybody to start going out to Red Lobsters again and, you know, bring your friends. He personally would go to these Red Lobsters all over the country and bring his crew with him, and they'd buy everything on the menu. So he was very passionate about the cause.
Well, they had filed for bankruptcy in May, but it looks like they are going to emerge from that because they have a buyer, a lender group that is going to buy up a lot of the Red Lobsters. Good news.
So what you're telling me is this crazy bastard pulled it off.
Looks like we made it.
Flavor Flav single-handedly saved Red Lobster. God bless America. Imagine, again, you just wake up from a coma. You were in a car crash in 1997. You finally wake up. Modern science has saved you. You come out of the coma. You find out Flavor Flav is a mascot at the Olympics, and so is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg hosts wacky family game shows, and Flavor Flav is the official Red Lobster liaison.
I got into the crash while listening to Public Enemy 911 as a joke.
Yes.
The last thing I heard before I went into a decades-long coma, and I wake up, and Flavor Flav is the hero.
Yes.
The champion for Red Lobster.
It's awesome. I love it. God bless the Cheddar Biscuits. More good news here. It's official. We kind of knew this was coming, but now all the red tape and the contracts have been signed. NASCAR driver Kyle Larson is going to come back to do the double next year, the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. He talked about this, said he had a deal in place, but it wasn't finalized. He even teased it when the Brickyard 400 was here in July.
Just such a prestigious place and such hallowed ground, and pretty neat to just to get an opportunity to race here on the oval again. And what a job by our team. I mean, never gave up at all. And all the fans too. I love you, Indiana fans. And I know you guys love me too. So how about we come back next May and try and kiss these bricks on the IndyCar?
Is that a guarantee you're doing the double again?
I'd love to. We'll work on it. So I hope we can announce something soon and see you guys all next May.
And it is a done deal. So we got Kyle Larson coming back next year for the Indianapolis 500.
That's awesome.
When we come back, it's a special date on the calendar. I know we're talking a lot about the debate today, but man, it's September 11th. We've got some amazing audio from the archives of WIBC in the newsroom. We'll share that with you next.
Do you own an annuity? Right now, you could upgrade your annuity and get 40% more income, tax-deferred growth, and pay fewer fees and expenses. It's true. This upgrade could add up to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income. Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
If you currently own an annuity, discover how you could get 40% more income, tax-deferred growth, and pay fewer fees and expenses. Bill Demery's the guy that can break it all down for you. This upgrade could add up to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income. And it won't cost you a dime. Talk to Bill Demery today. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
Guys, if you're middle-aged and wonder why it seems harder to keep up, it may be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. Not just any TRT, not websites offering basic treatments and prices that sound too good to be true. See the provider specialists at Low T Center.
They offer advanced, personalized treatments with over a decade of experience. Start with a simple test and get results in about 25 minutes. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah? Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A police shooting in the Circle City. You've got 87 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess for Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 3:31. It was a welfare check this morning on Indy's north side that became an apparent hostage situation. Police say the suspect fired first, and then the cop shot back.
The alleged suspect was transported to an area hospital and was last noted to be in stable condition, awake and breathing.
IMPD officer Drew Brown says the woman involved is okay. Indiana has lost a police officer. Corporal Brandon Schreiber of Newton County died of his injuries this morning, says the county sheriff's office. Schreiber was shot while assisting Illinois police with a hostage situation September 1st. The suspect in that case was also killed. A Philadelphia police officer has died months after being shot.
Officer Jamie Roman and his partner made a traffic stop back on June 22nd. The suspect took off running. During a foot chase, police say he turned and fired 3 shots. One of them struck Officer Roman in the neck. Tuesday evening, after 80 days on life support, Officer Roman passed away.
We asked the community to pray for his family.
Philadelphia's Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel.
It is a very, very difficult night, but we will get through this as a family.
Jack Callahan, Fox News.
It was the handshake that apparently shook the nation Tuesday night between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Well, they did it again today in New York at the 9/11 memorial. President Biden was also there. Biden, Trump, and Harris will continue 9/11 memorial visits throughout today. You may wonder how prepared Indiana is for a 9/11-like event.
Extremely prepared, says Jonathan Whittam, acting executive director, Indiana Homeland Security. He says that the 9/11 attacks that killed nearly 3,000 people exposed a lot of holes in our national security.
So many of those gaps have been closed. That doesn't mean that we're perfect. I think a lot of folks took this as an opportunity to learn.
Whittam made an appearance at the Indiana 9/11 Memorial on Wednesday in Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
WIBC News Time, 3:33. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Back to school season arrives in Indiana. It's time to focus on school supplies and those home projects you've been delaying. Don't worry. With Moss Roofing, you're not alone. They're here to help with your roofing and siding, making sure your home is a safe place for math homework each and every day. Choose Moss Roofing to transform your home's exterior with top-notch James Hardy siding, protecting your home from those Indiana storms and enhancing your curb appeal. Their inspections are always free, and they'll even give you a 3D design link so you can visualize the makeover before they even begin. Talk to Moss Roofing today, a second-generation family business based right here in central Indiana. For a job done right every single time. I love when they do that. MossRoofing.com. 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 747-3665 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, MossRoofing.com.
With a look at traffic, here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Donnie looking at eastbound 465 slow Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 stop and go 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slows from Harding Street into the South Split and the southwest side. Southbound 465 slow from 70 over to the White River. By the way, in case you're just trying it out, that construction on the west side is done. Southbound 465 from West 46 down to Sam Jones Expressway. All lanes are now open. Traffic sponsored by B Window, now employee owned. B Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to B. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies throughout the day today. It is going to be a warm one with highs in the upper 80s. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows falling to 61. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Yeah, 23 years ago today, the attacks on America, 9/11, the anniversary, always a somber day, Hammer, and it seems like sometimes the further and further we get away from that date in 2001, the less and less we take time to reflect and remember.
That date on the calendar in our family is really messed up, not just because of what happened with the terror attacks. We had a death in the family that day. Had nothing to do with, the planes or anything like that.
Sure.
But, just one of the worst days imaginable. And where were you when all this was going down?
Yeah, it's nothing interesting. I mean, it's one of those things where I was still working nights at the radio station and I hadn't woken up yet. And I believe a buddy of mine had called me, woke me up on my cell phone and was telling me about it. So it's I don't have one of those stories, but yeah, I turned it on and it was like immediately shocked and numb.
So we've got some powerful audio for you. If you're a history buff, or maybe if you've listened to WIBC for a long time. So the day of September 11th, before the attacks, before anybody knew anything was going on, this is what Jeff Pigeon and Terry Stacy were talking about on the morning show.
Good morning. It's 7:39 at WIBC. Vince Welch, of course, our sports director, with me here this morning. And Vince, we've been talking all morning long about Michael Jordan coming back after that 3-year retirement, that 3-year layoff, and he has been working out for the last several months. And I guess the question is whether or not he should be coming back.
So Michael Jordan making another comeback to the NBA was going to be the big story that day. This is the first on-air mention of the attacks from 93 WIBC, Jeff Pigeon.
All right, thank you very much. We're following a late-breaking story here, too, this morning. A plane has crashed into the World Trade Center tower in New York City. This is absolutely spectacular. We'll have the latest from ABC in just a matter of moments here at 1070 WIBC and from our news center, too, this morning. I'm telling you, folks, this is incredible. Plane that has crashed into the World Trade Center tower in New York City. Some of this film is absolutely dramatic, and I've never seen anything like this, and we're going to get the latest from ABC in just a couple of seconds here. Again, this story just broke.
It's sad. It's nerve-wracking. It's stressful to hear the moments before everything taking place, because you know eventually where it leads.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it gets worse.
It just gets worse and worse and worse from the initial reporting of the plane crashing into the World Trade Center.
Here's a little montage we put together of multiple news outlets, cable news, local news, reporting what took place that day.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
Oh my God, another plane has just hit. Oh, another one just hit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Just
flew directly over my building.
Oh my goodness. Oh God. There's another one.
And eventually, the first tower would fall. And all eyes turned to the second tower. Was it going to make it, or was it going to fall as well? And ultimately, it did fall. This was live on CNN.
Trade centers here in New York have been hit by airplanes. In Washington, there is a large fire at the Pentagon. The Pentagon has been evacuated. And there's, you can see, perhaps the second tower, the front tower, the top portion of which is collapsing. Good Lord. can see large pieces of the building falling. You can see the smoke rising. You can see a portion of the side of the building now just being covered on the right side as I look at it, covered in smoke. This is just a horrific scene and a horrific moment.
That was the second tower?
Yes.
Yeah, you listen to that, you can barely hear it, but you hear the background ambiance of some of the other people working behind the scenes. It's just as powerful as him describing it to me. Just people screaming, oh my God.
And I think the World Trade Center gets a lot of the attention for what took place on 9/11. But don't forget what happened at the Pentagon as well, and Flight 93. Flight 93, to me, is the spirit of America, right? So these guys, men and women aboard this flight, they understand what's going on at this point. They know their flight has been hijacked, but it was a group of brave passengers that decided, you know what? We're not going to allow this plane to crash into the Capitol or the White House, wherever it was going. And they kind of stormed the cockpit. They took the plane back. It went down in a field in Pennsylvania. And take a listen to the operator for Flight 93. This was the woman that was on the phone with one of the passengers who ultimately saved a lot of lives.
When I took the call over, there was a soft-spoken, calm gentleman on the other end. He told me that there's 3 people that have taken over the flight. At that point, I asked him his name. He told me Todd Beamer. He was from Cranberry, New Jersey. They're all heroes in my eyes. They really are. They all pitched together, and they did what they thought was the best thing to do at that time. And I feel that Todd played a great role in that, because when he told the guys, "Are you ready?" I assumed that they were waiting on his cue. Then they responded to him, and he said, "Okay, let's roll."
Let's roll.
They stormed the cockpit.
Yes, let's roll. Those 2 words, man. That's America. That's the spirit of who we are. And Todd Beamer is the one credited with saying those words. His father did an interview with the History Channel.
We're very proud of Todd and 39 other free people on Flight 93 that day. They had the opportunity to fight back. They did. It was a counterattack. It was a victory. The intent of the enemy was not to crash in a quiet meadow outside of Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I believe our nation's capital was the target. And that part of their mission that they had been planning for years was not a success. The counterattack was a victory. And yes, the Beamer family, Lisa and the kids, Todd's sister, the whole Beamer clan, we miss him terribly. There's a hole in our family, just like so many, many other families. Not only that day, but in the days and the years since. We miss Todd terribly. But we're so proud of what so many Americans continue to do to preserve our republic, our way of life, our freedoms and our liberties from those who would take it away.
And I get real angry, Nigel, and I think it's normal. I get angry when I think about some things in regards to 9/11. Most recently, when you've got people like Kamala Harris comparing what took place that day to January 6th.
Yeah.
And
there's no comparison.
She's done that multiple times, comparing January 6th to 3,000 people losing their lives in one day. It's disgusting. All right, let's have some happier news here, Nige. If you are looking for a reason to celebrate tonight, a reason to drink, if you will, happy 47th birthday to rapper Ludacris.
Wait, I'm only 1 year older than Luda?
Yes.
Whoa.
You and Luda pretty soon will be having supper at 4 o'clock and hanging out together at the Shady Acres, I'm sure. So the question is, Luda's 47. Our producer Allison is in her 20s. Did you ever listen to Ludacris growing up, or was that grandpa music?
No, it was high school. He did some songs with
He
some.
did some songs.
Yeah, I remember he did a song with Justin Bieber.
Okay, so here's what I've got. I've got a quick 7-song montage of Ludacris's greatest hits here. I probably left some on the table, but these are the clean ones I could find. Had to edit them a little bit. I've got the over-under, Nige, set at 4.5.
No.
Do you think Allison can name more than 4.5 Ludacris songs, or are we going under?
No, under.
Okay.
No
now,
way.
Allison, you just have to have heard
Yeah.
of the song.
An honor system.
Honor system. If you've heard the song, give us a thumbs up, tell us yes or something like that, okay?
Okay.
So you got under, right?
Yeah.
So 5 is the
Yeah.
over. Here we go.
Yes.
Why you all in my ear talking a whole bunch of shit that I ain't trying to hear? Get back.
I've never heard this.
You don't know me
Really?
like that. Get back.
Okay, there's
You don't
one.
know me like that. Cadillac grills, Cadillac mills. Check out the oil my Cadillac spills. Matter of fact, can you paint Cadillac
Okay.
kills? So check out the holes my Cadillac fills.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like this should be Matt Bear's traffic music.
Great.
So you got 2.
I'm going to lose.
I got holes.
Yes, yes.
I got in different areas.
She's already got 3.
Area code.
I think I've heard Hammer sing this one.
I've lost.
Get out the way.
Yes,
Get out
yes.
the way.
4.
Get
Uh-oh.
out the way. Whoa, don't slip up or get caught. Why not, man? I'm coming for that #1 spot. All right. Woo. Rappers swearing they own time.
I don't think so.
All right, you're still alive.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Over 4.5. Look how hood Allison is. I love it. Luda. All right, so when we come back from a break, since Nigel got beat, Allison, you get your choice. Do you want to take the shot or do you want to pass it to somebody? We'll get your answer after the break.
Hey guys, it's Rob from my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. 317-659-7574. At Universal Windows Direct, their super spacer technology makes their windows last up to 5 times longer than other Windows systems. So your windows from Universal Windows Direct perform better and last longer. Plus, Universal Windows Direct backs it up with a true 20-year warranty. And listen to this deal going on with Universal Windows Direct. Call today at 317-659-7574, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. There's no limit. Plus, what a deal, 0% financing for 60 months. That's right, 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, uwd.com, uwd.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center by offering the expert, compassionate care you need.
When I was at my lowest, I would have 2 or 3 nurses come in to give me a pep talk, telling me it's okay to feel this way. It's normal. But you have us to support you, and you will get through this.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Hey, it's Big Joe for Absolute Comfort, your trusted independent American Standard Air dealer. Owner Chris Wedekin sells the ductless Mitsubishi electric mini split, which is a great option to heat and cool individual spaces while blending into the decor.
You want your poker room to be dressed up, you could take a vinyl wrap and put on these. If you like the more modern look, they have styles in black, silver, and pearl white that would be more aesthetically pleasing for your rooms.
Find out more at AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your trusted independent American Standard Air Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Well, Cody was 24 years old, and he had a big sense of humor. Always liked to make people laugh.
Dennis DeMoss of Reith Riley Construction's son Cody was killed May 9th, 2014 while working in the Cone Zone.
Well, it was a normal day. Get dressed, drink coffee, and my phone rang. It was about 5:30. It was one of the workers on the road. Cody's been in an accident. He didn't make it. Someone come through the construction zone and hit 2 of our guys. I hung the phone up. My wife's standing right beside me, and our daughter, she was standing there. The hardest part was to tell them right then that our son just was dead. All of our people that's out there, they are moms and dads and brothers and sisters, and we want to go home too. We're not out there to inconvenience people. We're trying to make it better for everybody. Give us some space, let us do our work, and we'll be out of your way and move on.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
It's JMV. Save 30% off herbaceous perennials, 50% off pottery, and 20% off patio furniture this week at Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 in Bargersville.
To celebrate Be Employee Owned, Be's offering employee pricing 60% off plus 18 months, no interest, no payment.
Proud to be employee owned. Trust me.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, coming up a little bit after 4 o'clock, the great Bill O'Reilly is going to call in. Can't wait to find out what he thought of the debate last night. Plus, here in just a moment, we're going to find out Allison's big decision. She won the game about ludicrous songs. So is she going to take the shot or pass it to somebody in this room? As Ryan Seacrest would say, we'll find out right after this. Matt Bear.
All right, Hancock County eastbound is 70. The stall cleared after County Road 200 west, but the traffic is not. Still stopped after Mount Comfort Road for several miles, but the front of the line moving out. It will take a minute. That is a construction zone. Southbound 65, stop and go. 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow to downtown south split from Harding. Southwest side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic from 70 past Kentucky Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B Window, now employee owned. B Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to B. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Here we go. Allison's hands go up. She was the big winner. So, Allison, as the winner, you get the spoils. Do you want to take the shot of this delicious Redneck Riviera Select Honey Apple Whiskey from John Rich?
First of all, what was she the winner of?
How many ludicrous songs can she name? You, Big Nige, took the under. We set the betting line at 4.5.
That was a big mistake.
She got 5 of them right, which means she's the winner. And again, Redneck Riviera Honey Apple Whiskey Select from John Rich. I do love the John Rich line of whiskey. Allison, what's it going to be?
In the words of Ludacris, I'm going to act a fool. And,
Okay.
I'm going to take it.
Let's go. Here, hold on. Let me get the camera over
get the
here.
camera on her at least.
That part, I don't, we don't need to do that.
Now, it's
Hello,
probably
YouTube.
going to, at some point.
It's like a motion camera.
Right. I don't know where I'm at here. Allison, help me out.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Good enough.
Okay, get
Cheers.
it. Get it, girl. Get it. Go.
Congratulations.
There you go.
The big prize.
Oh, that's good.
It is.
Can we play another game?
I do love the Redneck Riviera line. I'm a fan. I found this first in Nashville, and then Nige, the store that you frequent often.
It's on sale, yeah.
They got some on sale up there, so that's awesome. How about this? If Ludacris isn't your cup of tea, how about a pair of tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn?
Okay.
The New Moon Tour with special guest David Lee Murphy. You remember David Lee Murphy.
Got a little dust on the bottle.
That's it.
Right?
Caller number 9.
Everybody knows Brooks and Dunn. May not know David Lee Murphy, though, right?
Looking for a party crowd? That's the other one?
Yes.
Caller number 9 and caller number 10. 239-9393. Brooks and Dunn, the New Moon Tour. David Lee Murphy, Thursday, April 3rd at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Caller number 9 and 10. 239-9393. the great Bill O'Reilly. He joins us next on the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, premierarms.com. When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
ZZ Top. Leonard Skinnerd. 2 American institutions unite. The Sharp-Dressed Simple Man Tour. This Saturday, Ruoff Music Center. Special guest, The Outlaws. On sale now at livenation.com. ZZ Top and Leonard Skinnerd live. Part of the Coors Light Concert Series.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
C&J's Water Softener Deal gets you a free reverse osmosis with any softener purchase of 30,000 grains or larger. C&J softeners are the state-of-the-art and most reliable units on the market today. And listen, hard water causes all sorts of problems, from dry skin and hair to clogged pipes and water stains. C&J's Water Softeners can help you prevent all those issues, so take advantage of this great softener deal and get a free reverse osmosis unit included. C&J, great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today? Today.
Coming up in 2 minutes, a police shooting in the Circle City. You have the latest info coming up. Indiana may get some leftovers from a hurricane. And Kurt Darling reports on the new Sexual Harassment Investigative Committee for Indianapolis City Government. Those stories and more next from the Technology Recycler Studios. I'm Donnie Burgess. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 4 o'clock, Fox News Radio.
Thousands already without power in Louisiana. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. As Hurricane Francine bears down on the coast with landfall expected today.
When this is said and done, Francine easily bringing an additional 4 to 8 inches of rain widespread from Louisiana to portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Isolated pockets up to 12 inches of rain.
Fox weather meteorologist Craig Herrera in New Orleans. Former President Trump just telling reporters he's considering a rematch with Vice President Kamala Harris after what he calls a great debate last night.
We enjoyed it. I hope she enjoyed it too, but I enjoyed it.
He was visiting a firehouse in Pennsylvania after laying a wreath in Shanksville, where one of the 4 planes hijacked on 9/11 crashed in a field. Harris and President Biden also laying a wreath in Shanksville after all 3 attended the annual ceremony at New York's Ground Zero, punctuated by the reading of more than 2,000 names.
My father, William Ralph Robb. Dad, we only got 6 years together, but I have nothing but the happiest memories. And every day I remember how lucky and how proud I am to be your daughter. Me, Mom, and Liam love and miss you so much.
Hundreds more read at the Pentagon, where Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin honored the teammates lost and first responders
who raced towards the flames, the families who humble us with their resilience.
The president and vice president will lay one last wreath there. Inflation hits a 3-year low, with consumer prices rising 2.5% year over year in August, though core prices minus food and energy did not improve, fueling more debate about next week's Fed meeting and an early sell-off on Wall Street. But that turned around. The Dow up 124 points at the bell, the NASDAQ up more than 300. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
From welfare check to hostage situation. Good afternoon. It's sunny and 85. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Indy Metro Police responded to a home on the north side this morning for a welfare check, but were quickly informed a woman was being held hostage. Police heard the woman scream, went inside, and that's when police say the suspect fired first.
The suspect, an adult male, was shot at least one time and transported to an area hospital. At last checked, he was stable condition. The female inside the apartment was not injured.
IMPD Officer Michael Wally in a Wednesday press conference. The Newton County Sheriff's Office in Northwest Indiana has lost one of their own. Corporal Brandon Schreiber was shot September 1st by a suspect while helping Illinois police with their own hostage situation. Schreiber died of his injuries this morning. There's been a lack of rain across Indiana lately.
But that's all about to change when the remnants of Hurricane Francine arrive. I'm John Herrick. It's supposed to get to southern Indiana by late Thursday night and last through a good chunk of the weekend.
And we'll continue to watch these tropical remnants if anything changes. But after that, it doesn't look like too much impactful weather on the horizon.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says it will also start to move up through the rest of the state, and the rain could be heavy at times, but he doesn't expect anything severe with it. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
They now have the committee. Kurt Darling reports on an investigation into sexual harassment within Indy City government.
The select committee within the Indy City County Council will have 5 Democrats and 2 Republicans. The Dems include Krista Carlino, Andy Nielsen, Rena Allen, Jessica McCormick, and Kristen Jones. The Republicans, Josh Bain and Brian Mowry.
Those individuals specifically, we know they have the time to do a deep dive into the work that's going to come before them.
Council Majority Leader Maggie Lewis. The committee will be looking into wide-ranging harassment claims, including those made against Mayor Joe Hogsett's former chief of staff. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Governor Holcomb has ordered flags across Indiana to be flown at half-staff throughout today, honoring the lives lost on September 11th, 2001. WIBC News Time, 4:04.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code HEALTH, or text HEALTH to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code HEALTH.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text HEALTH to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
With traffic on the 5s at 405, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Donnie, eastbound 70 Hancock County stopped at Mount Comfort Road. You won't be for too long. There was a stall out there around Fortville Pike that is cleared, so this is what's left over of the traffic, and it is not much. Inbound 65, stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. And on the south side, eastbound 465, a little bit slow from 70 over to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Don't wait for the cold to creep in. Get a head start with Mr. Quick's preseason furnace tune-up for just $29. Their certified technicians will ensure your heating system is running efficiently. MrQuickHomeServices.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies throughout the day today. It is going to be a warm one with highs in the upper 80s. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows falling to 61. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on longtime friend of the show, iconic anchor of the O'Reilly Factor, best-selling author. His website, BillO'Reilly.com, followed by millions all over the world. He's got a new book series out. He's, Bill, if I am reading this correctly, you've kind of taken a break from The Killing, and the new theme is called Confronting. Bill O'Reilly's new book, Confronting the Presidents, I believe came out yesterday. Bill, how are you? Tell us about the book.
Well, I'm fine. Thanks for having me in. It's Confronting the Presidents, No Spin Assessments from Washington to Biden. And it's basically a look at all 45 men who have run the country. Honest look, good and bad. We don't rank them. You read them. You rank them. Who was good for the country, who was bad. On every single page of this book, you will learn something you don't know about these men. And some of it's pretty shocking. And the reason that I changed from the Killing series to Confronting the Presidents is because I knew this year, this election cycle, was going to be a historical event, which obviously it is. And a lot of the things that we have in Confronting the Presidents pertain directly to the vote in November. And I can give you examples if you want down the line.
Sure.
But that's the overarch of the book. It's streaking up the Amazon charts. We hope that it's number one. And if you invest in this book, you will be happy for doing that. You will learn a lot and have fun.
Tell me something about Obama's presidency. What was it about his 8 years in office that resulted in the election of Donald Trump afterwards? Like, what happened? What the pendulum swung from one end to the other? So what do you think happened there?
More social than political. So Barack Obama came into office because the economy fell off the cliff in the last year of Bush the Younger. And much like Kamala Harris, Barack Obama ran on hope and change. You guys remember that, right? Hope
Sure.
and change. Well, now it's we need a new direction. My question to Kamala Harris is, if Biden was so great, because you've told us after 3.5 years, why do we need a new direction? So, it should have been asked. Of course, it wasn't. Anyway, Obama himself governed fairly responsibly. However, he was perceived by a lot of Americans as favoring African Americans and minorities. And he did not improve the economy very much in 8 years. So once it became a few months from Obama's tenure, they basically decided, the American voter, we don't like standard politicians anymore. We're tired of the BS. We want somebody outside the box. And hello, Donald Trump.
Right.
And that's why he got elected. They were fed up, the voters, with the same old, same old.
Bill, Jason Hammer here. One of the presidents featured in your book was on stage last night. It was debate night in America. Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. What did you think about last night?
I thought there were no winners in the debate on the merits. So Kamala Harris simply will not answer a question. And it's insulting to me as an American. I mean, even a question as simple as, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago? She won't answer. Do you support any limitations on abortion whatsoever? Anything? Doesn't answer. That's insulting to me. All right? And she did it the whole time. She did not answer not one specific question. She has no solutions. Okay. So she didn't win the debate on the merits. She didn't throw up or collapse, but it was just BS. Trump sabotaged himself, as he so often does. Eating cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Are we serious? Is this what you got now? And ABC ambushed them. They knew they were going to ask him that. And Trump just played right into it. Relitigating the 2020 election, does that get Trump any votes? He's done it 1,000 times. We have to do it again? All of these are self-imposed wounds. So he didn't win on the merits either, even though he has a much stronger case to make. He won the first 30 minutes of the debate because he stayed contained. And then they baited him, and then he fell for it. Oh, my crowd's bigger than your crowd.
Yep,
I mean,
right.
Americans they're tired of that. Now, Trump didn't lose any support. The people who were going to vote for him before are still going to vote for him. But I don't think he gained very much. Harris did not collapse. So that is a plus for her. And one of the interesting parts about it is that it harkens back to 1984. Reagan versus Mondale, and this is in Confronting the Presidents. Reagan got waxed in the first debate by Mondale. And people don't remember that, but Reagan looked terrible. And on the No Spin News tonight on BillO'Reilly.com, I'm going to use that clip where he just looked befuddled. But then he came back to win the second debate, Reagan. And, of course, he won the election by a landslide.
And so, Bill, what do we make of the Kamala Harris campaign afterwards saying, yeah, we want to do another debate? What can we glean from those comments from the Harris campaign?
A little overconfidence.
Yeah.
I would say if I were Kamala Harris, I'd take my winnings and go home. I would pull a Warren Harding.
Right.
Everybody, who? Is that a rapper? Warren Harding?
That's a pretty awesome reference. I got to be honest. I didn't think you'd pull the Warren rapper reference out, Bill. Well played.
Yeah. I mean, you go out today in Indianapolis and you ask anybody about Warren Harding, and you go, yeah, I think he's a rapper. I think I saw him, man. At the Marketplace Arena. So Harris basically is taking a risk because if Trump's sharper and stops the eating dogs and cats stuff, he can wax her because he has a much stronger record than she does. She doesn't have any record. Now, Warren Harding, 1920, didn't campaign, never went out on the road, didn't do any interviews, sat on his porch in Marion, Ohio. If you walk by, you could shout him a question. He may or may not answer. He won in a landslide because Americans were tired of Woodrow Wilson and 8 years of the Democrats. That was World War I. They would have voted for a chimpanzee over the Democrats at that point. And that's what the Harris campaign is banking on. We don't have to answer any questions. We don't need to define ourselves because Trump is so bad, they'll vote against it. Same strategy that worked for Biden 4 years ago is in play now.
Go back to the moderators for just a second here. ABC last night, David Muir and
Lindsey Davis.
Lindsey Davis. It did seem like it was 3-on-1. It did seem like they were fact-checking Donald Trump on multiple levels, multiple times, and not doing anything near the same to Kamala Harris. I always felt it should be the opponent that fact-checks their challenger. should it be the role of the moderators to fact check? I mean, you were right. The eating cats and dogs thing was silly, but David Muir had a piece of paper ready to go saying, the mayor of the town says it's not happening.
Sandbagged them completely.
Yeah.
But here's the worst part of it all. Trump had to know that. Now, Muir is an ideologue. He's a weatherman, with all due respect. I mean, you watch the World News tonight, the first 4 stories is going to be weather somewhere, okay? Muir is not known for his interview skills. He's not an ideologue. He's just there. He's making a lot of money. He's happy. Lindsay Davis hates Trump. She's an ardent liberal. So you knew she was going to the abortion, and she did. Right away. Boom, bang. Let's get Trump on abortion. But here's the worst. So ABC producers who wrote the questions, none of these moderators wrote anything. They said, we're going to get Trump on this Haitian immigrant eating dogs and cats stuff. And we're going to pose it to him. All right. And we'll fact check him before because he'll say it's true and we know it isn't true. So that's they set that up. That was contrived. But here's what's even worse. So Muir at the tail end of the debate throws a question to Harris about Trump saying that if he's reelected, he's going to go after the fraudsters in the 2020 election. It's the biggest softball you've ever seen. It's like a giant balloon coming to you. And, well, what do you think of that, Ms. Vice President? What do you think she's going to say? He's a dictator. He's fighting the Constitution. It's the biggest. And Trump didn't get any of those softballs. None. So this was a well-designed and disguised way to favor Kamala Harris. But again, Trump had to know that was going to happen because Disney ABC is an uber progressive company. They don't have any conservatives on the staff at all in any capacity. No one. What do you think's going to happen? Trump should have been ready. Now, there's nothing you can do about the softball to Harris other than Trump saying, hey, I'd like a few softballs thrown my way, David. Got one for me?
Right. Okay, Bill, you find his work, BillO'Reilly.com, best-selling author, the new book, Confronting the Presidents. No spin assessments from Washington to Biden. Bill, of course, we love you here in Indy. You're welcome anytime. Best of luck with the book. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, I hope you guys read the book, and after you finish, call me up, and I'll come back, and we'll kick it around. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Let's do it. Thanks, Bill. Okay. Bye-bye. See you later. Thanks for having me.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads. Yeah, Hammer. Eastbound 465 on the north side. Stop-and-go traffic. Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Looking at inbound 65. Traffic stop-and-go MLK 221st. And continue to be slow from the north split down to Fletcher. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go from Tibbs Avenue into Meridian, Illinois. And eastbound 70, we're just about done out here. The stall has cleared before Fortville. Pike traffic is mostly cleared out. We are in a construction zone there, so please remain careful. Traffic sponsored by Indeed.com. You don't need a job site. You need a hiring platform. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credit. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Warming up 86 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Hey, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job rehabbing my garage floor, putting a new coating on. It's 4 times as strong. Got a lifetime warranty. Very easy to clean. They were in and out within a day. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor is certainly out of this world. The staff was amazing to work with. In fact, I'm so happy with Galaxy that they're coming back to do the concrete floor in my basement in the furnace room. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, they do garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 317-751-9070.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. And then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Truck drivers, it's time to drive for a company that values your time. At Midwest Logistics Systems, you'll get home every day and have a predictable Monday through Friday schedule with occasional Saturdays. Plus, you'll enjoy the convenience of driving out and back routes and hauling no-touch, mostly drop-and-hook freight. MLS drivers also earn performance and safety bonuses and have access to a comprehensive benefits package. Explore our selection of local dedicated driving jobs and apply today at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indy. Darren Andrews, clinic director, is here to tell us more.
The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Grow your hair back today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your evaluation. 317-522-2995.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure. Now, 1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity theft.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Sundown Gardens, Hamilton County's fall nursery headquarters.
Hammer and Nigel presents.
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is this anything?
Yeah.
A woman named Sally is running for Congress in Texas as a Democrat. Smack my backside and call me Sally. Her big plan is to push for the legalization of marijuana.
Okay.
And in her campaign ad, she is smoking marijuana on the ad.
Okay.
She starts with smoking her joint, and it ends with her taking a bong hit.
My name is Sally Duvall, and I'm running for the Texas House of Representatives. They arrest people every day for marijuana possession, but they don't have the funding to test if it's illegal marijuana or a federally legal hemp product. Our laws are confusing and unclear. Texans should have the freedom to consume these products if they want to. You can visit my website to read all about my common sense policy. I'm Sally Duvall, and I believe it's high time for change in Texas.
Toke it, Sally, toke it.
She does that bong at the end. She starts coughing. You ever run for Congress? On weed? Really? I saw this at the beginning. I've seen the commercial, and I thought, okay, this is pretty crazy. But is it any crazier than Kemp running for governor of Georgia with his big truck where he's rounding up illegals? Is it any more outrageous than that? I would say no. In fact, it's less. I don't see any problem with this whatsoever, and it might resonate with some people.
I'm watching it right now. This old bag is bending over, and she's lighting the doob, and
and at the end, she takes the bong rip and starts laughing at the end. And again, I make the comparison between one of the more interesting campaign ads I've ever seen with Governor Kemp in Georgia. Again, where there may have been a shotgun involved. He's got a big truck. He's rounding up illegals. And now he's the governor twice over.
Allison, can you please dive into our archives? And I know I'm putting you on the spot here. See if you can find Brian Kemp or Kemp, something like that, because the spot that Nigel's talking about is fantastic. And by the way, I'm getting ready to retweet old Toki McTokerton here.
Okay, yeah, I think this is tame compared to some of the other things I've seen.
Okay, here's Brian Kemp when he was running to be the Georgia governor.
I'm Brian Kemp. I'm so conservative. I blow up government spending.
Shotgun involved?
I own guns that no one's taking away. My chainsaw's ready to rip up some regulations. I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself. Yeah, I just said that.
That's pretty strong.
That's heads and tails more outrageous than the Sally Duvall running for Congress and pushing to legalize marijuana and doing bong rips.
If you want to see Sally's ad, I just tweeted it at Hammer and Nigel. Like, I looked down at the ad. I had to look up who she was. It's pinned on her profile, and the first thing I saw was, like her getting that head tilted down, lighting up the doob.
She's got a doob at the beginning of the commercial, and at the end, it's a bong. And I love the cough.
I'm Sally Duvall, and I believe it's high time for change in Texas.
Sally's got the good stuff if she's coughing.
I think that's tame compared to Kemp's.
I got a big truck.
Round up some illegals and take them home.
Is this anything?
God.
An 84-year-old Florida woman survived an alligator attack.
Damn alligator bit my hand off.
Oh, my God. While walking her dog by punching the 7-foot gator in the face.
She's 84?
She's 84.
Oh, wow.
She saved her dog by punching the gator in a stupid gator face. Here she is.
It's a moment of survival. I can understand men and women in war now. I have never seen anything move that fast in all my life. I didn't have time to think. That alligator took off like 35 miles an hour, and I'm not joking.
Oh, the alligator's a wussy.
Can't take an 84-year-old broad and a dog?
Yeah.
I love your team Gator in this. Good Lord.
Mean, like she goes, yeah, I'd never seen a gator run like that after I punched it. You're 84 years old.
But I think you're burying the lead here. How many times has she had to punch a gator? Like, if you live to be 84 in the state of Florida, over or under on how many times you're going to have to punch a gator in the face?
Oh, now that's a good question. I mean, gators are common down there. I think she's in Fort Myers. Couple times at least.
All right, so if anybody's listening who is older and has lived in Florida for a long time, how many times have you ever punched a gator in the face? And I've said this before, Nige, there comes a point in time in every person's life where if a damn nature you scary moment is happening, you got to punch that critter in the face, whether it's a bear, whether it's an alligator, a shark. I mean, it's either just you or them. So what's it going to be, pal? Sometimes you got to punch a bear. Sometimes you got to punch a gator. And this old broad, 84-year-old Dell, she wasn't taking any crap. So again, if you're listening, maybe you're in Florida, listening on the stream. Maybe you have lived in Florida for a long time. Let us know at Hammer and Nigel. Have you ever punched a gator in the face? It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
I've been a Window Nation customer for years. My windows still look great. I would not put my name on any company if I didn't have complete trust in them. Kind of like Vicky, Window Nation customer Vicky said, quote, "We couldn't be happier with the product, as well as the installers. Very kind, professional, and clearly very knowledgeable. Extremely respectful of us and our property from start to finish. This was a great experience."
Yeah, the weather's a little crazy right now. It's cool one minute, it's hot the next, but we all know the cold weather is right around the corner. So if you're going to get your windows switched out, replaced, now is the time to call Window Nation, the best in the business, because this deal will save you thousands of dollars. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, no limit, plus 0 down, 0 interest for 24 months. How about that? Schedule that estimate right now. 866-90-NATION. Just get a free estimate. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Do you own an annuity? Right now, you could upgrade your annuity and get 40% more income, tax-deferred growth, and pay fewer fees and expenses. It's true. This upgrade could add up to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income. Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
If you currently own an annuity, discover how you could get 40% more income, tax-deferred growth, and pay fewer fees and expenses. Bill Demery's the guy that can break it all down for you. This upgrade could add up to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional lifetime income. And it won't cost you a dime. Talk to Bill Demery today. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Did you know that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea? Of course you do, because everyone knows the Pepto song. But did you know that Pepto also comes in convenient and delightful solid forms?
Pepto has very fast melt cherry chewables, liquid caps that make relief easy.
Pepto makes relief on the go easy. So when you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Indiana has lost a police officer. You've got 85 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:32. You were told Tuesday he would not survive. Sasha Nixon reports Newton County Corporal Brandon Schreiber has died.
Schreiber was shot in the line of duty earlier this month. He died Wednesday morning. Following his death, law enforcement organizations posted messages of support. IMPD wrote, "The IMPD extends our condolences to the Newton County Sheriff's Office and all who knew him. Illinois State Police are still investigating." Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
A police shooting on Indy's north side this morning started as a welfare check. Indy Metro Police Officer Michael Wally.
While en route to the incident, dispatch provided an update that the female caller stated that someone was holding a female hostage.
IMPD says they tried to move in, and that's when the suspect fired first. Police fired back. The suspect is now stable at the hospital. No one else was hurt. Hurricane Francine is closing in on the Louisiana coastline. What's left over should hit Indiana by Friday.
Really mostly just looking at rain. We could see some thunderstorms on Friday, but currently we're not expecting anything in the severe variety. Most of that should be south of Indiana, but we will continue to monitor it and see if that changes over the next few days.
That's forecaster Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service. You may not have been happy with the ABC News debate moderation last night. Well, that debate may affect the potential second.
Former President Trump tells Fox he will have to think about a potential second debate. He says he did well, but called it 3 against 1 as moderator fact checks seem to go in one direction. Corrections, for example, include that Trump said he is not associated with Project 2025. He pledged support for IVF treatment and is not in favor of a national abortion ban. In Philadelphia, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
A construction crew working on a project at San Pedro High School in California have found fossils underground. Archaeologists say prehistoric whales, fish, and sharks dating back millions of years are just hanging out under the classrooms. And back here in modern times, the closing bell report on 93 WIBC. The Dow Jones positive today, up 124 points, closing at 40,861. The S&P up 58 points to 5,554. And the NASDAQ, not to be left behind, up 369 points, finishing the day at 17,395. WIBC News Time, 4:34, traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We've recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
With traffic, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Donnie, inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic, MLK to Meridian Bend. Delay continues down to Fletcher Avenue. Westbound 70, a little bit slow coming out of downtown from Meridian, Illinois, out to Harding. Eastbound 70, loaded from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split. On the southwest side, we now stop on southbound 465 before and after I-70, keeping an eye on that. And then we are slow to Kentucky Avenue down to Man Road. Traffic sponsored by B-Window, now employee-owned. B-Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to B. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies throughout the day today. It is going to be a warm one with highs in the upper 80s. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows falling to 61. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
And lots of reaction after the Donald Trump-Kamala Harris debate last night. Tulsi Gabbard got in the mix. She's part of Trump's crew now, right?
Right. She's running with the MAGA crowd. Like, they have these surrogates that travel with them to these debates. And the Trump team was like J.D. Vance, RFK Jr., and Tulsi Gabbard.
It was once a Democrat, a congresswoman from, I believe, Hawaii, served in our military and just saw what the Democrat Party has become and said, I'm out of here. I don't like it. I think I'll go over to the side of freedom of speech and other things.
So she was doing that media rounds after the debate, and she went on ABC, who hosted the debate, and she did something that the moderators did not do, called out Kamala's lies.
I think he clarified and told the truth about a lot of things that Kamala Harris accused him of that were outright lies. She was trying to tell the American people that he supports a federal abortion ban. He does not. She tried to tell the American people that he's trying to ban IVF, something that's personal to me because it's something that my husband and I, for years, tried to start our own family through the use of IVF. It didn't work out for us, works out for a lot of families. President Trump was quick on the draw when that Alabama court ruled, and he immediately said, no, we have to protect IVF, and the Alabama state legislature took action. She continued to say things. She's trying to say he's trying to ban birth control. That is also 100% false. So President Trump, I think, did a good job in clarifying the truth after Kamala Harris continued to lob lie after lie at him, saying things that he stood for that frankly just are not true.
It's weird, Hammer, because CNN fact checkers said that Kamala Harris lied once and Donald Trump lied 33 times. And apparently to some radio personalities adjacent to this station said, well, that's just reality. If I mention it, people get mad at me, but that's real. It's reality.
That voice is way too deep to be that guy, by the way.
Reality according to whom?
Right.
Like, honestly, that's
She brought up Project 2025. She brought up the Charlottesville hoax.
the bloodbath.
The
comment.
bloodbath.
All have been debunked, and all were not rebuffed by the moderators, even though Donald Trump was, quote unquote, fact checked many times. 0 for Kamala.
And that was a problem for another one of Donald Trump's surrogates last night, RFK Jr.
We had moderators who were clearly biased, who were constantly fact-checking Donald Trump. But none of these kind of whoppers that the vice president was saying, and none of her failure to really explain that, answer that first question, that very, very critical first question. They simply sat there on the sidelines and allowed that to pass.
And don't get it twisted. I don't think RFK Jr. is like a diehard MAGA Trump super fan. He just hates what the DNC has become, what they've done to him, what they've done to Donald Trump, and what they will do to anybody that tries to get in their way.
And by the way, if Donald Trump is saying something that's false, okay, fine. Let Kamala Harris point that out. We were talking about this same thing when he was debating Joe Biden. It's not the moderator's job to police what the debaters are saying. It's not, because it shows bias, especially when they don't fact check Kamala at all.
And there are multiple things you could have fact checked her on. We played the montage earlier in the show. But last night, I'm surprised some sort of portal to another dimension didn't get opened up, because at one point, Donald Trump was fact-checking the ABC people who were fact-checking him.
Crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime. And it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But
Excuse me, the FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud. Just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
So they tried to fact check him, and he's like, fact me, fact you, and he fact checked them. Crazy sequence last night. I don't know if this was his best moment last night, but I do understand where he's coming from. We talked about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio on this program. The Haitian migrants are creating a little bit of a problem there. So Donald Trump last night talking a little bit about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio.
Will end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
The people
I'm
on
taking it from the city manager.
Their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
And she laughs about it. She laughs about what's going on in Springfield.
Right. Now, listen, the casual observer of politics who's watching the debate is probably thinking to yourself, what the hell is going on? People are eating dogs and cats. I don't know what you're talking about. And the left wants to make Donald Trump look crazy for doing it. And of course, the mayor's going to say there's no shenanigans going on here. Like, where have we seen that before?
Oh, I wonder. Atterbury?
Hey, Camp Atterbury, are these Afghans pooping everywhere and fighting? No, it's just kids playing soccer. 2 years later, here comes a big check for all the damages. But this is what was taking place at a city council meeting in Ohio. And again, this first guy, now maybe I'm stereotyping, I don't know, but he doesn't come off like a diehard, rabid Donald Trump fan, okay? Take a listen to this guy.
You got
a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them.
That's one guy at the council meeting in Ohio. Here's another woman.
Opening containers in our grocery stores, helping themselves to what's inside and throwing the rest onto the shelves and floors. Pulling off of the highway to publicly clean and gut the roadkill lying there in front of anyone that passes by. Stealing animals from farmers and leaving their severed heads at the side of an old school where children play. Relieving themselves in public. Making some barbaric stew out of the birds that live in our park. This is insanity, and it has to stop.
So again, I don't know if I heard anything about somebody grabbing somebody's dog or cat.
I saw a 911 call.
Okay.
I saw body cam footage.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility is what we're saying here. The way some of these people who don't follow politics at all are jumping on social media. I can't believe that orange guy said they're eating dogs. Okay, you watch one debate a year and now you want to finger wag at somebody. Pay attention to what's going on.
Now, the criticism is, though, he could have probably made that into a broader argument about mass illegal immigration and fentanyl and crime and trafficking, and yet he chose to sort of concentrate on what's going on. And I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but concentrate on what's going on in Springfield.
He's got to pivot better because you had to have known those moderators are going to try to set you up to make you sound like an idiot. All you have to do is bring everything back to the border, failed foreign policy, funding wars, drugs and crime. You do that, you're fine. But Donald Trump has a hard time with that. Now, this is something that I'm doing a victory lap on, Nigel. I told everybody. I said it on this show. I said it on Tony Kennett's show when I joined him, that Donald Trump was going to flip the script and do the I'm speaking bit back to Kamala Harris.
Fracking? She's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police? She's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
Oh, man. I don't know if there were a lot of highlights from Trump last night, per se, but that's pretty strong.
Because that's the tactic she used against Mike Pence when she was debating him.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm speaking, excuse me.
Oh, man. A lot of missed opportunities, I think, for Donald Trump last night, though. A lot of missed opportunities. But do you think there will be a second debate, Nige?
Well, Kamala wants one. That's what her team said post-debate. Yeah, we want to do another one now, which is either an act of overconfidence or they know that the polling still sucks for her and she needs to get back out there and do some more damage to what they want to say. Internal polling and national polling. They're looking at that and they're saying, yeah, we might want to do another one of these.
Interesting.
Yeah,
all right, we'll talk to Tomi Lahren about that when she calls in a little bit after 5. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, no question. The experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients achieve life-changing results. And so if you're feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, gained some weight, lost some muscle mass, these are all signs of low T, low testosterone, and you don't have to wait to find out. Low T Center makes it easy to get your levels checked and get on a program to make everything better. It's a simple test with their on-site lab. You'll get results back in 25 minutes.
The Low T Center, they have your back in terms of men's health. I'm telling you, they can check for so many things. Sleep apnea. You can get prescription weight loss medication at a Low T Center. And of course, testosterone issues. You can get physician-monitored self-inject treatments that ship directly to your home. So you don't have to physically go to the doctor's office. And the best part, most health insurance is accepted. So whatever it is, whatever ailment you're dealing with as a guy, the Low T Center can help you. LowTCenter.com. That's LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Sinus pressure, congestion, snoring, being unable to sleep, being unable to breathe. Yep, it's another sinus infection. You've Googled, watched videos, tried over-the-counter sprays, medications, and home remedies, but nothing ever works. There must be some kind of treatment that can help, right? Indianapolis Sinus Center understands how draining it can be when you try treatment after treatment without any relief. That's why they've been serving and treating the community for over 50 years. Indianapolis Sinus Center has performed thousands of procedures and helped thousands of patients find lasting relief they didn't know was possible. Patients like you. If you've had enough of sinus pain, pressure, and congestion, schedule a visit with Indianapolis Sinus Center today. Call 317-528-9650 and take the first step toward breathing easy. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650 or visit IndianapolisSinusCenter.com.
Attention all Hoosiers, a historically important election is headed our way. The time to prepare for the election is now. Are you registered to vote? Do you have a plan to vote? The Indiana Secretary of State's office wants to remind you, registering to vote or updating your registration is fast, easy, and can be done online at indianavoters.com. You must be registered 30 days before Election Day, so get registered and get out to vote. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Secretary of State's office.
One of my favorite things about playing high school sports is being a part of something bigger than myself.
I love being a part of a team and having a place where I belong. I'm Georgia Ferguson from East Central High School.
And I'm Jace Martin from North Harrison High School. The moments that often stand out most for student athletes happen off the playing field.
It's the team dinners, bus rides, and the music in the locker room.
It's the camaraderie, shared experiences, and being with your friends.
That sense of community helps you develop pride in who you are and what you represent.
Playing high school sports is where the values of your team, school, and community are on display for everyone to see.
It's a chance to show the best of us and make memories that will last a lifetime.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and support these memorable moments by buying a ticket to your school's athletic events. This is forging friendships. This is building community. This is your IHSAA.
The Sundown Gardens Fall Open House is Saturday. Local craft vendors 11 to 3, Hamilton County Llamas 11 to 1, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
To celebrate, Be Employee Owned, Be's offering employee pricing 60% off plus 18 months, no interest, no payment.
Proud to be employee owned. Trust me.
What's up, Matt Bear?
Eastbound 465, stop and go traffic, Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 slow before MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Tibbs Avenue. Southwest side, southbound 465, stop and go after Sam Jones to Man Road. And then on the east side, southbound 465, stop and go traffic from 70 down to Washington. Traffic sponsored by B Window, now employee owned. B Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to B. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 86 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Nigel, last week we had a remix from the channel There I Ruined It, where they took the song War Pigs from Black Sabbath and they made John Denver sing it like he was doing Country Roads. Let me remind everybody what that sounded like.
In the fields, the bodies burning as the war machine just keeps right on turning. Death and hatred, hatred to mankind, poisoning.
This is awful. This is sacrilege.
Okay, so that was last week. We have an update.
No.
The folks at There I Ruined It have now presented the exact opposite. Here is Black Sabbath singing John Denver's Country Roads in the tune of War Pigs.
Almost heaven, West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River.
Let's go.
Life is older than the trees. Mountains blowing like a breeze. Oh, yeah! Country roads take me home to a place I belong.
Okay.
West Virginia.
I feel better now, I think.
Take me home, country roads.
So which one do you like
No,
better?
I like this one much better.
All
I
right.
like the response.
I love that channel.
Yeah.
There, I ruined it. So good. Where are we at with Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters coming out and saying, hey, sorry, I cheated on my wife and I knocked up this chick and now we got a shorty?
Well, I believe he's very positive about it. I'm going to treat this child as my own, and he is blood. They are blood. I don't know if it was necessary to make an announcement, though. I don't understand it. I mean, Hunter could take some lessons from Dave Grohl here, if
Somebody
you know what
that
I mean.
knocks another person up and wants to take
But
responsibility.
You're a rock star. This crap happens in your world. And quite frankly, I don't know why he was. I didn't even know if he was married, much less had a child with another woman. I don't think he needed to make that announcement. Whatever.
Allison, I need a lady's perspective here. Let's say you marry Dave Grohl or a rock star similar. Are you shocked when you find out their shenanigans on the road?
Well, I'm still disappointed.
You should be.
You're a grown man.
I think you know that going into that relationship, Allison. I'm not condoning it, but like the clip that you always see in movies, I'm shocked to find out there's gambling going on here. I'm shocked to find out that rock stars bang skanks on the road.
I don't know. He should be out of that phase by now.
Yeah, that's true.
A good point, but it's still available to
right. He still has that available. So rock stars are going to do rock star stuff, man.
Boo.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose Toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 9/22/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Brooks and Dunn, the best-selling duo of all time, live.
Something country.
Neon Moon Tour 2025.
Urban neon.
With David Lee Murphy.
A little dust on the bottom of that red dirt road.
April 3rd, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. On sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Brooks and Dunn live.
Hey, don't take your eyes off the road. Just listen. What you hear right now, your customers hear it too. Get your message heard. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Your local news, traffic, and weather coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios. I'm Donnie Burgess. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 5 o'clock. Fox News.
A day of tributes and service. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, honoring the nearly 3,000 people killed by terrorists who hijacked 4 planes on 9/11, crashing into the World Trade Center in New York and the Pentagon, with the 4th plane crashing into a Pennsylvania field after some of the passengers and crew fought back. The bells and the reading of every name by family members, this time marking 23 years since the attacks, with grief still raw.
You have no idea the major impact you and your life has had and left on all of our hearts.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says it can feel like more and more Americans return to normal life with each passing anniversary.
But not here, not at the Pentagon, because we remember.
President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris visiting the Pentagon to lay a final wreath at this hour after traveling earlier to Pennsylvania and to the New York ceremony where Harris and former President Trump shook hands. Trump also laid a wreath in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, then paid a visit to a firehouse and told reporters,
"We won the debate according to every poll, every single poll. I think that, are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. We'll think about it."
Preliminary Nielsen figures show more than 57 million television viewers across 7 networks for last night's ABC presidential debate. State and local election officials warning the head of the Postal Service in a letter that problems with the mail could disrupt voting and that persistent deficiencies have not been fixed, including ballots postmarked on time but received after the deadline to be counted. Hurricane Francine now about 100 miles west-southwest of New Orleans, and already thousands have no power.
If you're in the storm's pathway, to understand that you may be without utilities for some time.
That's Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. Landfall is expected in the coming hours in Louisiana. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Bullets in broad daylight. Good afternoon. It's sunny and 86. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Things took a turn for police in Indianapolis when they were trying to check on a woman Wednesday morning. John Herrick explains.
IMPD was on their way to check on that woman at an apartment on River Road just before 11:30. That's near North Keystone Avenue and East 79th Street on the north side.
While en route to the incident, dispatch provided an update that the female caller stated that someone was holding a female hostage.
IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally.
Officers responded to the scene and initially came into contact with the female caller outside of the apartment building.
He says officers heard a woman scream from inside the apartment, so they made their way in, and police believe a man started firing at them, so 2 officers fired their guns. The man was hit, but he survived and was taken to a hospital. No one else was hurt. Wally says there's body cam footage, and the investigation is far from over. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
They tried but did not succeed. Special Judge Fran Gull has denied the request made by Delphi murder suspect Richard Allen's lawyers this week. If you don't recall, and who could blame you, Allen's lawyers are not allowed to present evidence of Odinism and third-party suspects at trial. They wanted the issue brought to the Court of Appeals, but Judge Gall said no. Trial remains scheduled for October 14th. The remnants of Hurricane Francine are supposed to arrive in Indiana.
We're looking at southern Indiana to have the highest percentage of seeing some remnants as early as Thursday night.
Severe weather isn't expected, says forecaster Aaron Updike. You're paying an average of $3.18 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. A 9/11 memorial along Ohio Street in Indianapolis includes a stone from the Pentagon, 2 beams from the Twin Towers, and an eagle perched on top.
That was crafted by a local artist, an Indianapolis firefighter. The eagle, if you look up, you can see he's facing a certain way, and he's looking right at New York City. There's a reason for that.
Jonathan Whittam, acting executive director of Indiana Homeland Security, flags will remain at half-staff today on orders of the governor. News time 5:04.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the precision and accuracy of the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indie. You'll be amazed at the permanent natural results you can get and get back to work ASAP. Darren Andrews, Clinic Director of We Grow Hair Indie, is here to tell us more.
The Artist Robotic FUE hair transplant at We Grow Hair Indie, one of the most sophisticated hair transplant procedures available. The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Don't wait. Call today and find out more about the Artist Robotic FUE at WeGrowHairIndie.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your hair evaluation. 317-522-2995 or go to WeGrowHairIndie.com and grow your hair back today.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, what's going on, Matt Baer?
Down the northwest side, stop-and-go traffic, 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465, grinding from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, stop-and-go, MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, slow from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split. Southwest side, southbound 465, jams after Sam Jones down to Kentucky Avenue. And on the east side, northbound 465, slow off 70 up to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Don't wait for the cold to creep in. Get a head start with Mr. Quick's pre-season furnace tune-up for just $29. Their certified technicians will ensure your heating system is running efficiently. Mr. Quick Home Services.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A quiet night with mostly clear skies is ahead, with lows down in the upper 50s to low 60s. Thursday, highs will push into the mid to upper 80s, with clouds increasing throughout the day ahead of our next system. I'm with TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock!
Just real quick, I ran into our boss outside just a second ago, and he's like, I did not have a shirtless Nigel on the bingo card at the debate viewing party last night, just to let you know. I go, it wasn't on mine either.
We almost went full Frank the Tank at the viewing party last night. Big Nige stripping down. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. I'm Jason Hammer. Nigel right across from me. And again, thank you to all of those that came out to our debate viewing party last night.
It was crazy. It was awesome.
Let's go to the hotline right now and bring on one of our favorites, the host of Tomi Lahren is Fearless on Outkick, one of my favorite programs on Outkick, Tomi Lahren. Tomi, what did you think of the debate last night?
Well, I'll tell you guys, Friday is Friday the 13th. I think it could have rather been Tuesday the 13th. That's how I feel about it. Today has been a blur. As great as we felt on June 28th after that Donald Trump-Joe Biden debate, I feel like we feel the exact opposite today. I'm just going to speak for myself, but I got to tell you guys, last night was not great.
You're right, and we said the same thing. I think a couple things can be true here, Tomi. Number one, Donald Trump was off his game. You know, he took a lot of bait and traps from the moderators and from Kamala Harris herself last night. But also at the same time, I don't know if anybody was swayed by anything last night. Even the very few folks that consider themselves undecided, I don't know if they heard anything from Kamala to make them say, hot damn, that's my woman.
You know, I don't think she gave us a lot of substance, but I think there were a lot of folks that were wary of Kamala because they haven't seen a lot of her. They weren't confident that she could do an interview. They weren't confident that she could get through a debate without being unburdened by what has been. So in that regard, she succeeded, right? The bar was so low, and that was the danger that we walked right into is, you know, we made so much ado on right-wing media about her not doing press conferences, her not answering questions. We played the word salads. We made fun of her. And we effectively gave her an out because all she had to do was show up and not laugh, show up and not completely implode, and it was going to be considered a success for those that were waiting and watching for that. She was very rehearsed. She had talking points at the ready. And unfortunately, I think that Donald Trump could have benefited from maybe a little bit more preparation. I know we love the fact that he's always winging it. He's always off the cuff. He's not your standard politician with the polished lines. He could have used a little polish last night. I hate to say it, but I got to be honest.
Yeah, Tommy, the other thing, though, was do you feel it was 3-on-1? I mean, I do feel like Donald Trump hit home some points here and there, and his closing statement was very well put together. But when you have the moderators fact-checking the debaters, I don't feel that's their job. I don't feel like it's Kamala Harris's job to fact-check Donald Trump. And the moderators fact-checked Donald Trump multiple times, and they really didn't do it at all with Kamala Harris. I don't have a problem if Donald Trump says something that's not true and Kamala Harris calls him out on it. That's fine. But the people that are running this debate, it feels like there was a palpable bias in the room. Do you feel that way?
Well, duh. I mean, obviously the fact-checking wasn't evenly applied. But here's the thing. We knew that this was going to be this way.
Yes.
We knew that he was walking on to an ABC network stage. We knew that this was going to be that. He should have known that. He shouldn't have walked in thinking he wasn't going to be baited. He shouldn't have walked in thinking it was going to be a level playing field. Anytime Donald Trump goes anywhere at this point, he should be fully expecting an ambush, and he should be ready for it. So in that context, it was obviously completely rigged against him. We know that they were debating him. They were debating on behalf of Kamala Harris. But I could have predicted that. I think anybody could have that's been paying attention to the mainstream media for the last 10 years. I mean, it was obvious. He had to be ready for that. He had to be prepared for that. And unfortunately, he wasn't. And not only did he take the bait, guys, I think he took the whole boat. And unfortunately, I think that is going to hurt him in the minds of some folks who really like his policies, but they were really concerned that he could restrain himself. He didn't restrain himself, and he's going to have to spend the next couple of weeks really buckling down to offset that.
I think the two words that have been brought up the most from Trump supporters, Trump voters, the last 24 hours, missed opportunities. Those are the two words I hear the most, missed opportunities. And Tommy, I'm glad you bring up the fact that Donald Trump should have known what was going to happen. I'm surprised that didn't happen when he did the CNN debate. Maybe those moderators were all in on making Joe Biden look bad. We can have that conversation, but Donald Trump should have been ready. And the very first time Kamala Harris brought up Project 2025, or the time she brings up the Charlottesville hoax, that's when Donald Trump's got to be the fighter that everybody thought he was. He should have looked at the moderators, should have looked at Muir and Davis and said, listen, if you're going to fact check me every 5 seconds about anything, you better do the damn same thing to her, because everything she's talking about has been debunked. But he didn't do that. He didn't fight back last night, Tommy.
Well, he fought back, but it was messy. And I think that is where the tragedy really lies in all of this, is that he probably fought back too much, but he didn't do it decisively enough to land his punches. I mean, it was kind of all over the place. He was trying to nail Jell-O to the wall, and it was unfair that he had to do that and be put in that position, but he should be used to unfairness at this point. Everything has been stacked against him since day one. He needs to be ready for that, and he needs to redirect, and I think that was the missed opportunity, is that there were so many areas that he could redirect back to the policy positions that he has that the American people, by and large, favor, but he failed to do it, and I think that it all started when she got under his skin about the rally sizes, and then he went off on that tangent about rally sizes, and then he didn't really seem to get back on track maybe until the closing statement. He's got to reel that in, and I think I told it to you guys last time. I think he needs to also stop doing rallies, because it's the rambling that he gets himself in trouble. And last night he started to ramble. It started to sound more like a rally than a debate. He's got to get that under control, because otherwise the American people have heard this before, and as much as they like his policies, they're going to be sick of listening to him. So he's got to redirect, and he's got to get back on message.
I mean, if you think about it, Tommy, and you make a great point there, of the three biggest audiences he's had so far this year, the convention speech and the two debates, only the Biden debate was a time where we said that was it. he knocked it out of the park. The convention speech, I don't think resonated. It was so damn long, started rambling. And last night, you're right, he took a lot of bait, started talking about crowd sizes and dog eating and all that kind of stuff, which if you want to do that, okay, but you got to focus on the nuts and bolts here, the border, the crime, the wars. Does that make sense?
Oh, it 100% makes sense. And so I hope that there's another debate. I hope it's on Fox News. I was also really disappointed when Donald Trump was on Fox and Friends this morning. You know, they made a mention of a Fox News debate, and he said he wouldn't want to do a debate with Brett Baer or Martha McCallum. And I thought that was just a silly comment to make. Brett and Martha are fantastic. You know, obviously might be a little bit leaning to the right. You know, there's no secret that Fox News is right-leaning in many regards, but they are pretty fair and they are pretty balanced, and they would put on a hell of a debate. Donald Trump should agree to that, hands down, agree to that. It's a no-brainer. So I hope there's another debate, but I also hope that whoever is advising him is honest with him. And I think as Trump supporters, we need to be honest with him as well. I see a lot of my friends and fellow conservatives on social media trying to, you know, say he did a great job, or trying to say, oh, you know, he performed much better than y'all are saying. It's not going to help him if we lie. It's not going to help him get better if we blow smoke up his tailpipe. Okay, we got to be honest. Get back on message, Donald Trump, and you will win this. But continue on this path, and you're going to lose this election. And we have to be honest about it.
Finally, Tomi, after the debate, the timing was interesting. Superstar musician and artist Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. Does this move the needle? Will people vote for Kamala Harris because Taylor Swift endorses her? She's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, stars in the world. Sort of your overall big picture on Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris. And by, the opposite side, Brittany Mahomes supports for Donald Trump.
So I don't think celebrity endorsements generally make that big of a difference. Celebrities are not going to pay your bills, so you probably shouldn't really care who they're going to vote for, but they're entitled to their own opinion. It does bother me when people are lashing out at Taylor Swift because of the post. She can endorse whoever she wants. It's not like that was that big of a leap. We probably knew it was coming.
Sure.
I will say this, though. We have to take it seriously for this reason. This election is going to be won on the margins. It's going to be a few thousand votes either way in some of these states. And Taylor Swift has a huge following, and she has a huge audience. She's got a lot of people's ears. So, unfortunately, she might get some Gen Zers that would have sat home. She might get them out to vote, maybe even some millennials as well. We have to take that seriously. There's nothing we can really do about it, and attacking Taylor Swift isn't going to get them to change their minds. I think we just have to put up a more compelling argument in the other direction about how Donald Trump's policies would make their life better. But, just simply attacking her and attacking Swifties, never a good idea.
Tomi, what's coming up on Tomi Lahren is Fearless on Outkick?
Well, we're going to be obviously discussing more debate reactions for the rest of the week, the honest takes, the brutally honest takes that I think people need to hear. But then hopefully we just get some brighter news next week. I mean, every week in an election cycle is a new chance to turn the page. We're going to keep doing that. Still so much to come. Early voting is beginning soon, but there's a lot of time left in this race to change course. And I'm going to be on top of all of it. And I might make some people mad with my honest takes, but I'm always going to be genuine about it. I think we got to be that way.
If you haven't checked out the show, please do so. Awesome video production, great guest. Tomi Lahren is Fearless on Outkick. Tomi, as always, we appreciate you joining us here in Indy.
No, I always appreciate you guys. God bless.
Thank you. Matt Baer standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
All right, Hammer. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic. Westfield Boulevard over to the White River. Inbound 65 slows from the White River down to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic. Holt Road into the South Split. Eastbound 70 coming out of Indianapolis International slow in the exit to 465 to I-70 now. Southbound 465 on the southwest side is now stop and go from Sam Jones Expressway down to Man Road. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renters insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit progressive.com. That's progressive.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, sunshine, 86 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Do us a favor, like the WIBC YouTube stream. We always like to have the likes over 100, and we got some work to do right now. I think we're less than 50. So come on, kids, Help us out a little bit. We brought you Bill O'Reilly. We brought you Tomi Lahren today. We've had a few cheap laughs. We had Allison taking shots on the camera. What more do you want from us? Give us a like on the YouTube stream. Look for WIBC, the broadcast of the Hammer and Nigel show. Click that thumbs up. Help get us over 100. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, a fun round of Are You Okay With This?
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Are you a business owner or professional looking to make an impact towards a greater cause? If so, please join us for a powerful morning of hope and action at the Hope Starts Here breakfast on September 19th at Lucas Estates. I'm Pastor Nathan Peternell, and Life Church wants to invite you to join us in supporting the fight against sex slavery while partnering with Project Rescue. Enjoy a time of networking, a free breakfast, hear some inspiring stories, and learn how you too can make a difference. Together we can bring hope and freedom to those in need. For more information, go to lifechurchin.com.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that when you need plumbing help, call who I call, my friends at Hope Plumbing. During the month of September, Hope will take $100 off a $500 or more plumbing service. Sounds like a fantastic deal to me. So if you notice a water leak, a clogged drain, or have any other plumbing needs, big or small, Hope Plumbing can fix them all. Hope Plumbing, 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Don't miss the holiday concert experience of the season. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Lost Christmas Eve. December 19th, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Reserve seats on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. An awe-inspiring blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, yeah!
Well, Hammer, at least 3 wildfires in Colorado this summer have been blamed on flaming bird carcasses.
What?
Happens because they catch fire after they're electrocuted by power lines. Here's a biologist talking about this issue.
Most often when a bird is electrocuted, it doesn't catch fire and then we don't hear about it. Sometimes they burst into flames, sometimes they just fall dead. Sometimes what can happen is insects can get inside that cap. Well, that attracts birds. Birds like to eat insects, in particular woodpeckers and crows. Something like that could have sat on that jumper wire and pecked into that arrestor cap, trying to get at the insects, making contact with the energized components, and then causing
Wildfires in Colorado blamed on flaming bird carcasses. Are you okay with this?
No! This is like the most disturbing thing I've ever heard. I mean, it makes total sense. I understand. But just watching Allison's face while that scientist was talking, the horror and the fear that was on poor Allison's face.
Of course.
This is the first I'm hearing of this, and why does not everyone know about it?
Flaming bird carcasses. Jeez.
Exploding in the air and then causing fires.
Yeah.
Fires!
Yeah, this is why we need to do away with all power lines, and we need to go back to, fireplaces and smoke signals and things of such.
I think this finally puts to rest that conspiracy theory that birds weren't real. Remember when that was going around the internet for a while?
Maybe.
Birds aren't real. They're just drones that the government uses to spy on you.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. That birds are real. Their carcasses are catching fire and falling into the forest, starting bigger fires. Good God.
All right. I actually listened to this earlier. It's going to make me want to take my headphones off, go to the 7th floor, and jump headfirst onto the concrete on Monument Circle, Hammer. But
don't catch fire.
If you're familiar with the DuckTales theme song, you're going to know.
Oh, I love the DuckTales theme song. It's a banger.
It's one of the greatest themes ever made. Now, this guy went viral because his husky, Leah, goes nuts when she hears him sing it.
Do you want to go for a walk, or do you want me to sing the DuckTales theme? Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a Duckburg.
You can hear the dog going
Might
nuts.
solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woo! Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woo! Tales of daring, doom,
Come on, Allison.
and good luck tales. The danger lurks behind.
Okay, I think.
Thank you. I don't care about the dog. That's awesome. The dog's going nuts. I just can't take whoever that is singing. Are you okay with whatever you just heard right there?
I'm okay with the DuckTales theme song. I'm not okay with that guy's rendition of it. Like, I didn't think I would be able to hear anything more disturbing than flaming bird carcasses catching fire and their smoking bodies falling into the forest to start a fire.
Well,
but then I heard this jagoff singing DuckTales, and I don't think his dog is liking what he's doing. His dog is embarrassed. Like, that's dog speak for stop it. You're a grown man. But the DuckTales theme song, one of the great cartoon jingles of all time. Absolutely.
There's a trend of high school seniors wearing little kids' backpacks to school, like Dora the Explorer, and posting about it on TikTok. Here are some New York seniors talking about the trend, along with the developmental psychologist talking about what it means.
We're holding on to that little something that we used to have as little kids.
I feel like they're just trying to, go back to their old childhood memories. Since they're a senior, they're about to go to, a new college, start a new chapter in their life.
Yeah, I agree, because some people can't really comprehend that they grew up yet. So sometimes I like childish things too.
I think that these are students who have some anxiety about the future.
Oh, shut this
and
egghead
it's really
up.
nice
Just
to have
shut
a
her up.
throwback.
No, I don't need to have the psychologist here. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. They want attention. That's all that it is. They found the most obscure backpack they could find, and now they're wearing it. They do a stupid TikTok video, and I don't need to pay $500 to $1,000 an hour for Dr. Egghead to tell me all this legal mumbo jumbo. These are turds that want attention. Now, speaking of...
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. I would not
it.
do that to Tony Kennett. Tony Kennett is the Tonus. That's how you find him on Twitter, @the_Tonus. He's the host of the Tony Kennett Cast. We'll get his thoughts on the presidential debate last night. He's coming up next. Right now, let's have a look at the news with Donnie Burgess.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What police know about the police shooting. You've got 87 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:30. A man was shot by police on the north side of Indianapolis this morning. John Herrick reports the man is accused of holding a woman hostage.
IMPD says the man was holding that woman against her will inside an apartment on River Road.
Officers approached the apartment, knocked on the door, and announced themselves and attempted to make contact with the individuals inside.
IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally says it wasn't long after that a man started shooting at the officers and two of them returned fire, hitting the man. He survived and was taken to a hospital. The woman is okay and no one else was hurt. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Louisiana is preparing for Hurricane Francine and sending out some last-minute warnings. New Orleans Fire Chief Roman Nelson.
If you have to go out after the storm to check on things, stay away from down power lines. That is a severe threat, right? After the storm, everything is wet, right? A live electrical wire can spread out.
Indiana will get some of the rain from Francine beginning Thursday night, but until then, a burn ban is still in effect for the southern part of the state.
If you're, dragging trailers, making sure you're not having things scrape across the ground that could cause sparks, anything that would elevate fire concerns, just try to avoid that for the time being.
That's forecaster Aaron Updike. The big debate was a big draw. An estimated 57 million Americans watched Tuesday night's debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, which is about 10 million more than the June debate with President Biden. That's not even counting streaming numbers, as Tuesday's debate was also live on YouTube, Hulu, and social media. The horror film Speak No Evil is looking to get out to a scary fast start at the box office. The movie starring James McAvoy is projected to make between $10 and $13 million in its first weekend in theaters. Action film The Killer's Game with Dave Bautista is expected to make $5 million in its debut weekend. Matt Bear, traffic time, what's happening?
All right, Donnie, northwest side, northbound 465 slow, 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465 jammed up from Westfield Boulevard over to the White River. Inbound 65 slow, roll from the White River down to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 drags from Tibbs Avenue into the south split. On the east side, northbound 465 stop and go traffic from 70M to Penn Pike, and southbound 465 on the southwest side, slow, Sam Jones past Man Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Now employee owned. B Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to B. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Expect a mostly clear and quiet night with lows down in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Thursday, another warm one with highs in the mid to upper 80s. Clouds will also increase throughout the day ahead of our next weather system as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer's here with a special guest on the hotline.
He is an investigative reporter for the Daily Signal. He is the host of the Tony Kennett Cast, Monday through Friday, right after our program at 7 o'clock. And he was the one that I told that Donald Trump was going to do the Jedi mind trick on Kamala Harris last night and use her line against him. Tonus, I'm doing a victory lap. I came on your program and I said, I don't know what's going to happen in this debate, but I think Donald Trump's going to use the I'm speaking line on Kamala Harris. Bada bing, bada boom.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
And not only did you make that claim, you put money behind it. So there is a crisp $50 bill, worth a little bit less than it used to be, heading to you, Jason Hammer. They call you the betting master for a reason. Now, I might have to take a little of it back because I told you my big prediction that I put $50 down on was that there was going to be some super conspiracy at the end of the evening, that Kamala was going to be taking notes or that she was going to be getting outside information. And sure enough, 7 minutes after the end of the debate, there was a picture of Kamala Harris's earrings, and doesn't this look like a super secret audio headset ear? By the way, they're not the same earring at all, but it looks like it if you Photoshop it. So
I think that's a push. I think we each won, so I think everybody keeps their money. I call that a push, Tony.
Fair.
All right, that's fair. So we're both really good at keeping our own money. You know what? I can live with that.
Hey, what did you think of the debate last night? We've been talking about it all day. Obviously, Trump wasn't sharp, but let's not act like Kamala Harris was some amazing stateswoman up there either.
Let me put it this way. Let's say you go over to Gordon Ramsay, the chef's house, all right, and he's going to cook you dinner, right? You have expectations. And so you sit down at the counter in this fancy kitchen, and he sits down a Wonder Bread on cheap Oscar Mayer ham and American cheese sandwich. Now, that's a perfectly passable sandwich. We've all made a sandwich like that quite a few times in our life. But when Gordon Ramsay's cooking for you, is that what you want? Is that what you're expecting? I was looking for Trump to, take all the opportunities. I mean, she left the door wide open on being the VP of inflation, on the border, on being an idiot, on being the one who was responsible for the 13 troop deaths in the Afghanistan withdrawal. Time and time and time again, I thought, oh, here he goes. He's going to just pimp smack her. And instead, he started rambling about the cheapest bait gaslighting that I've ever seen on national television. And that's what I'm saying. He had some good moments, sure, but it came away like a cheap lunch meat sandwich when really I was expecting a ribeye.
So did he hurt himself last night?
No.
Okay, because the overseas betting markets beg to differ. Now, you can't gamble on politics in the United States, but other countries can, and they're not in the habit of losing money, Tony, and it made a flip overnight to where Kamala is now the favorite.
So here's my answer for that. There's a difference between did this change the calculus in the election and did Donald Trump hurt himself? Those are two different questions. Donald Trump is already baked into the cake. He is a set value. He is a set integer. The debate last night was for Kamala to prove she could hold her own. Now, did she have two moderators down there holding her arms up like Weekend at Bernie's? Yes, she did.
Yes.
But she also she definitely manipulated Donald Trump. She got him gaslit and started getting him rambling about crowd sizes and different things. And that is his fault. But did that hurt him with his own voters? Were there any moderate Republican voters that walked away going, maybe I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump after all? No, there are none of those people. But are there a few more Democrats that might be more energized to come out and vote for Kamala? Well, everywhere but Michigan, absolutely.
The difference between the debate we saw last night and the debate a few weeks ago with Donald Trump and Joe Biden was night and day. I think the moderators at that CNN debate did fine, which was Jake Tapper and I forget who the
Dana
other.
Bash.
It was a Dana Bash. I think they did fine, but it was 3-on-1 last night, wasn't it? With David Muir and
Lindsay
Davis. I keep on forgetting her name because she is forgettable.
She used to work here in Indy.
Yeah, and it was 3-on-1, and they kept fact checking Donald Trump, and I'm you work in sort of this realm where there's moderators. You've been in debates before, Tony. Is it the job of the moderator to fact check the people that are debating each other? Or is it possibly the opponent's job to fact check her challenger?
So fact-checking is editorializing. Fact-checking is not unbiased, nonpartisan reporting because you have to choose what elements of the person's statement are factual or are sarcastic. As we saw last night, there's no such thing as sarcasm. When someone's talking about a joke, David made an extremely pointed, almost like an elbow jogging. He's like, hey, did you hear that, Kamala? Did you hear that? And then he didn't even follow up on that. He just shifted to a different question, which was very weird. Fact-checking is editorializing. It's opinionated. So it's the last thing a moderator should do. The idea is that if Donald Trump says something that's a lie, then I out here as the guy watching the debate should go, I wonder if that's true. And then I find out via a different party whether that's true or not. I look at the data. Same with Kamala Harris. That didn't happen last night, but I am going to make the case that, first of all, Trump should have pimp smacked the moderators because Trump is known for doing that, and I was waiting for that the entire evening.
And he should have. You're absolutely right. We talked about that earlier, Tony. I was so surprised that Donald Trump just sat back and allowed that to take place.
Exactly. So I think that, first of all, a lot of people are putting way too much stake into this particular debate because the average American really did not sit down and watch last night's debate through its entirety. It's being split up and memed into these 90-second to 3-minute videos and compilations, and those are going to have far more impact than the actual debate. It's a new era in American politics. I actually ended up talking with a few of my colleagues last night because the reaction already 24 hours going up on 24 hours later is way different than right after the debate, which is when I wanted to take scissors to my wrists because it was awful to sit through.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, it was brutal. I mean, first of all, I was on camera, so I can't mouth the words that I really wanted to express. And I'm sitting there watching this debate, and it was brutal to watch Kamala say nothing at all, except these mealy-mouthed words, and then think, okay, Donald Trump, all he has to do is say the thing that all of us are thinking. And because he's the outsider and the entertainer, and everyone always is like, I don't like politicians. I don't like it when they're professionals. Guys, this is why sometimes you need a professional. I hate to tell everyone this, but J.D. Vance is a professional. He's a politician. When he gets in front of the media and he says things correctly, and everyone thinks that's unique to J.D., no, he's a professional. Trump kind of isn't. Sometimes you get good Trump. Sometimes you get last night where you're pulling your hair because she's cackling because Trump is going on, I hate to say it, but some old man rants because he's worried about his ego. And look, am I going to vote for Trump again? Yeah, gladly. I can't wait for November 5th. But I have to admit that last night, that was who was preparing you for that? That was atrocious.
I thought the ending comments for Donald Trump were good. Where was that in the beginning? I thought Kamala Harris, her wrapping it up was just annoying and a bunch of platitudes. But afterwards, in the no spin room, what's it called? The no spin room?
The no spin room. The spin room.
Kamala Harris's people, after weeks and weeks of saying, no, this is only going to be one debate. We're not going to do any more debates. They were all in on multiple debates. Earlier, I asked Bill O'Reilly the same question. He says it's just a case of overconfidence. I think it's polling, too. I still think the polling is pretty bad for Kamala Harris, especially it could maybe glean something about her internal polling as well as whoa, we need to do that again and get out in front of more people. What do you think about the Harris campaign agreeing to possibly do more debates now?
I absolutely agree with Bill. He's 100% right, and here's why. This election is all about who's going to be Hillary. So as you guys remember, in 2016, Hillary was super overconfident. Oh, there's no way she could lose to Donald Trump. And she was just going to just floor it all the way through the election. She got overconfident and she lost. Now we have seen Biden's team get really overconfident and then everything dipped. And then Trump in the last 2 weeks, he's gotten overconfident. We saw last night on the debate stage, Trump was a little overconfident. He didn't really prepare for that debate. He's walking off the plane with Laura Loomer, which is just vomit into the nearest trench. And now you have Kamala Harris' team who's getting super overconfident. I mean, if you guys thought the DNC was a media shot of Yas Queen vibes, the Taylor Swift endorsement last night proved it.
Oh, boy.
They really think that she's going to sweep into the lead with this. And, guys, I hate to tell you, she lost Michigan last night, period. Michigan is going to Trump now. That race is over.
All right, I want you to hold on to that thought. We got to take a commercial break. But when we come back, I want you to dive a little deeper into why you think Michigan is now in the Trump column, okay?
You got it.
Tony Kennett with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house.
Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Guys, if you're middle-aged and wonder why it seems harder to keep up, it may be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. Not just any TRT, not websites offering basic treatments and prices that sound too good to be true. See the provider specialists at Low T Center.
They offer advanced, personalized treatments with over a decade of experience. Start with a simple test and get results in about 25 minutes. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
What is 988? It's a way forward. It's a listening ear. It's whatever help you need, when you need it. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers trained crisis specialists, ready to talk to you 24/7. If you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis in their life, call or text 988. Want more information? Visit 988indiana.org.
Truck drivers, it's time to drive for a company that values your time. At Midwest Logistics Systems, you'll get home every day and have a predictable Monday through Friday schedule with occasional Saturdays. Plus, you'll enjoy the convenience of driving out and back routes and hauling no-touch, mostly drop-and-hook freight. MLS drivers also earn performance and safety bonuses and have access to a comprehensive benefits package. Explore our selection of local, dedicated driving jobs and apply today at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
Hi, this is Zach Ingledow from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Fall is the perfect time for tree maintenance. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. Give me a call, 317-903-0102, or visit IngledowTreeExperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
If you want a great-looking lawn next spring, now is the perfect time to get started, and nobody makes it easier than True Green. Get 50% off one application with an annual plan. Visit TrueGreen.com today. Restrictions apply.
It's JMV. Save 30% off herbaceous perennials, 50% off pottery, and 20% off patio furniture this week at Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135 in Bargersville.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, on the northwest side, northbound 465 slow, 86th Street up to 865, and eastbound 465 stop and go, Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic, White River Bridge to the north split at eastbound 70 slow to downtown Belmont. To the south split. On the southwest side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic before and after the 70 interchange. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Now employee owned, B Window is celebrating this month with employee pricing for everyone. Get 60% off plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust your home to be. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
86 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back on the Hammer and Nigel show with Tony Kennett, host of the Tony Kennett Cast, 7 o'clock right after our program here on 93 WIBC. We missed you last night at the debate party. You were out there in the swamp doing responsible things. Meanwhile, Nigel's on a stage taking off his shirt, and I'm doing shots with Casey Daniels.
I was incredibly sad that I missed that. because, first of all, it was a really cool thing to actually get to do a 5-hour show. We were also the most watched debate coverage show on Twitter X, which was great. We broke, I think, 300,000 views.
Who's we? Where were you? Who's we?
The Daily Signal cast. So I had some of my colleagues out there with me, and then Senator Ron Johnson, and then Representative Ogles from Tennessee.
Right on.
And it was great, but I just miss my WIBC crew. I do. There's something about watching Nigel take his shirt off that makes me feel at home, you know.
Hey, before we hit that commercial break, you mentioned that Michigan should be in the column for Donald Trump now. The polling says otherwise, Tony. Why do you feel this way now?
Okay, so let's talk about demographics. Last night, Kamala made it very clear that she only cares about one demographic in this election period, suburban women. That wins Wisconsin. The race is over in Wisconsin. Kamala's won it. Michigan, however, is a different story. In Michigan, the two key demographics are union-working automotive worker dudes and the Shia Muslim voting bloc, the radical Islamist pro-Palestinian voting bloc around Dearborn, Michigan. Kamala made it explicitly clear last night, although in a kind of awkward and very not skilled fashion, that she was on the Israeli side of this entire war in the Middle East. That is going to kill her in the polls in Michigan. That upset a lot of people. There was an online storm over that brewing currently. Also, she still doubled down on the fact that climate change is so important that we need the auto manufacturers, and it's very important to unions that we make electric vehicles. What? No, I'm sorry. I went to those picket lines. They are very against that. And those two blocks leaving her or maybe not being enthusiastic, I think that lost Michigan. I really do.
What do you have coming up on the big show tonight?
So I am taking what the lads call a nap. So we're going to have a couple of guest hosts lined up, some great stuff coming. But I have to get a lot of footage edited from my travels, and then we're going to break it loose on Friday.
Okay. Breaking it loose and the juice is loose. That's what happens when Tony Kennett gets a microphone. Follow him on Twitter at The Tonus. Tony Kennett, great job last night, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Indy, tired of using the fall to paint your house year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular.